In today's episode, habits that make you mentally weak and the Buddhist secret to rebuild strength, we'll explore ways to bring more clarity, calm, and mindfulness into your day. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of the inspiring stories and wisdom we'll share next. Have you ever wondered why some people seem unshakable no matter what life throws at them, while others crumble under the smallest setback? The difference often lies not in intelligence, wealth, or luck, but in the strength of their mindset. A strong mindset is more than just positive thinking. It's an inner foundation that gives us the strength to keep going when life gets hard. It's what helps us get back up after failure, stay committed to our dreams, and navigate life's storms with clarity and confidence. But here's the truth most people overlook. Mental strength isn't something we're born with. It's something we build. And just like a muscle, it grows stronger when we train it and weaker when we neglect it. That's where the timeless wisdom of Buddhism offers profound guidance. For centuries, Buddhist teachings have shown us how the mind works and how certain everyday habits can silently erode our inner strength. In this video, we're going to explore 6 of those habits, common traps we all fall into that slowly weaken our mental resilience. More importantly, we'll learn how ancient Buddhist principles like mindfulness, acceptance, and letting go can help us rise above them. Imagine facing challenges without fear, setbacks without despair, and criticism without losing your sense of self. That's the power of a strong mind, and by the end of this journey, you'll see how to build one that can carry you through anything life brings. Let me ask you something. How often do you catch yourself focusing only on what's wrong in your life? Maybe you get a promotion, but all you think about is how much harder the job will be. Or you receive a compliment, yet your mind clings to the one piece of criticism you heard last week. This is what a negative mindset does. It blinds us to the beauty and opportunities around us. It's like wearing dark sunglasses indoors. No matter how bright the room is, everything still looks gloomy. When we constantly dwell on the bad, we start believing that nothing good will ever happen. And once that belief takes hold, we stop trying. We avoid risks, shy away from new experiences, and limit our own potential, not because we're incapable, but because our minds have convinced us it's pointless. Buddhism offers a powerful antidote: mindfulness. It teaches us to become aware of our thoughts and feelings without judging them. Instead of fighting negative thoughts or letting them control us, we simply notice them, accept their presence, and let them pass. Imagine watching dark clouds drift across the sky. They come and go, but the sky remains. When we stop clinging to negativity, we make space for joy, gratitude, and growth. The truth is, life will always have challenges, but it will also always have beauty. The choice is ours: stay stuck in the darkness or open our eyes to the light that's been there all along. Think about the last time you caught yourself complaining, maybe about the weather, traffic, politics, or even someone else's behavior. Did it change anything? Probably not. Complaining gives us the illusion of doing something, but in reality, it only traps us in negativity. It's like gripping a hot coal, hoping to throw it at someone else, yet the only one getting burned is you. When we focus on what's wrong instead of what's possible, we hand our power away. We convince ourselves that life is unfair, that things will never change, and that belief keeps us stuck. But here's the truth Buddhism reminds us of: everything changes. No storm lasts forever, and no winter stays without spring. Instead of fighting what we cannot control, we can learn to dance in the rain, embracing life's ups and downs as part of the journey. This doesn't mean we give up. It means we redirect our energy to where it matters. Like a sailor in a storm, we may not control the weather, but we can steer the boat. We can choose our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude. And perhaps most importantly, we can let go. Letting go is like setting down a heavy backpack you've carried too long. It doesn't solve every problem, but it frees your hands and lightens your heart, creating space for joy, solutions, and strength to rise again. So the next time you feel like complaining, pause and ask yourself, what can I control right now? It's easy to point fingers when life doesn't go our way. We blame our parents for how we were raised, our boss for our stress, or even fate itself for our misfortunes. And for a brief moment, blaming others feels comforting because it takes the weight off our shoulders. But here's the hard truth. Every time we do it, we give away our power. We hand control of our lives to someone else and weaken our own minds in the process. Buddhism teaches a powerful concept called the law of karma, the idea that our actions shape our future. What we experience is not simply what others have done to us, but also the result of what we choose to think, say, and do. That doesn't mean everything is our fault, but it does mean that our response is always our responsibility. And that's incredibly empowering, because if our choices shape our future, then we have the power to change it. One of the most liberating steps we can take is forgiveness. Not to excuse someone's behavior, but to release the anger and resentment that weigh us down. Forgiving others is like dropping a heavy stone you've been carrying too long. Suddenly, you can walk forward again. So ask yourself, who still holds power over your peace of mind? Maybe it's time to stop pointing outward and start reclaiming that power within. Because the moment you take responsibility, you also take back control of your life. Have you ever said or done something in the heat of the moment that you later regretted? Maybe you lashed out at someone you love or made a decision fueled by anger or fear, and afterward you wondered, why did I let myself lose control? That's what happens when we let our emotions rule us. They become the driver, and we're just passengers being taken somewhere we never intended to go.
It's like being swept away by a powerful river, tossed and turned with no control over where you'll end up. But here's the thing, emotions themselves aren't the enemy. They're natural, even necessary. The real problem is when we become so entangled with them that we forget we have a choice. Buddhist teachings remind us to observe our emotions from the riverbank instead of drowning in the current. Through mindfulness, we can hold an oar, a tool that lets us steer rather than drift. When anger arises, for instance, we pause. We notice it without judgment. We ask ourselves, what's beneath this feeling? What's it trying to tell me? And from that calm space, we choose a wiser response. The more we practice this, the more power we reclaim. Our emotions stop controlling us, and we begin to navigate life with clarity and peace, even in the middle of chaos. Remember, strength isn't about never feeling. It's about not letting feelings decide who you are. How often do you find yourself replaying old memories, the mistakes you made, the things you wish you'd said, or the chances you didn't take? It's like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. No matter how far you walk, the weight slows you down. Or like trying to drive forward while staring only into the rearview mirror. You miss what's right in front of you. The past is important. It teaches us, shapes us, and gives us wisdom. But when we live in it instead of learning from it, it becomes a prison. Regret, guilt, and resentment keep us stuck, unable to fully embrace the present or step into the future. Buddhist teachings offer a path out of this trap. It begins with mindfulness, bringing your attention to this very moment where life is actually happening. Then comes forgiveness, of others, yes, but also of yourself. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past. It releases its hold over you. And finally, remember impermanence. Everything changes. The pain you felt then is not the same now, and neither are you. When we stop clinging to what's behind us, we create space for what's ahead. Each new day becomes a chance to start again, lighter and freer. The past may be part of your story, but it doesn't have to be your destination. The present is calling, and it's the only place where real life unfolds. How many decisions in your life have been shaped not by what you truly want, but by what you thought others might say? It's exhausting, isn't it? Constantly checking yourself against someone else's expectations is like walking around with a heavy template of other people's opinions balanced on your head, or like being tossed around by waves, lifted by praise one moment, crushed by criticism the next. When we live this way, we slowly lose touch with who we are. Our authenticity fades, and we start living a version of ourselves shaped by others, not by truth. But here's what Buddhism teaches us. The opinions of others are just like the weather. They shift constantly, and none of them define your true nature. This is where equanimity becomes powerful. It's the ability to stay centered no matter how the winds of opinion blow, neither inflated by compliments nor deflated by judgment. You are not the sum of what others think. And the moment you stop measuring your worth through their eyes, you reclaim your power. Practice self-acceptance. Embrace your uniqueness, because authenticity is strength. It's what keeps you steady when the world tries to sway you. The truth is, people will always have opinions. But once you anchor yourself in who you truly are, those opinions lose their power. You stop chasing approval and start living your life on your own terms. So what have we learned from all of this? These 6 habits: negativity, constant complaining, blaming others, letting emotions control us, living in the past, and worrying about what others think, may seem small, but together they quietly drain our mental strength and resilience. They blur our clarity, steal our joy, and keep us from becoming who we're meant to be. But here's the hopeful truth: we're not powerless against them. Buddhist wisdom offers us timeless tools to rebuild and strengthen the mind. Mindfulness teaches us to observe thoughts without being consumed by them. Acceptance reminds us that life's ups and downs are part of the journey. Equanimity helps us stay balanced no matter what others say. Impermanence shows us that nothing lasts forever, and letting go frees us from burdens that weigh us down. When we bring these principles into our daily lives, not just as ideas but as habits, something powerful happens. We begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities. We stop reacting and start responding. We find clarity amid chaos, confidence amid uncertainty, and peace even when life feels overwhelming. The strength of your mind shapes the quality of your life. And the good news is, that strength is already within you. It's just waiting to be awakened. So, start today. One thought, one breath, one mindful moment at a time. Your most resilient, joyful, and fulfilled self is already on its way.